Today's episode takes us to Barbara Espon's library. You may not know, but there's a lot of things that happen for a book from when it gets returned to when you check it out. Let's go see that process with the staff. Hi, Saturn.
Oh, hi, Chris. Someone just returned this book, and it's a little beat up.
Oh, okay.
But it's nothing we can't fix. So the spine here is coming up, and we can just glue it back into place super easy.
You guys do that?
We do that. This is the mending desk. This is where we do everything. For this one specifically, I'm going to glue up the center. So I'm just going to take out this little palette. It's an archival glue, so it doesn't yellow.
Oh, okay.
So it's good for the books.
Oh, okay. Is there ever a book that you are like, you know what? We can't do it.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like unsalvageable. We reorder it.
This actually seems like a very relaxing task.
It can be.
What's this now?
This is a bone folder. It's not bone, it is just plastic. It's hard plastic, but you use it when you want sharp edges. So I'm going to use it here.
Oh.
And then I'm going to use it on the inside of the book as well.
Nice.
And then I'm going to close the book, and I'm going to put it on its side like this so that the glue hardens correctly.
How long does that take?
24 hours. And then I'm going to put it in between these two little tape things. Tomorrow I'll check on it, and when it's done, I will make a little note in the back that it's been repaired, and it will go back on the shelves. And that's our front book drop.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and check these in. Double check these to make sure that they're in good condition still. We do a little flip through.
Okay.
And then we check them in. From here, I look at the spine labels to see where they go. And these are all fiction.
Okay.
So I'm going to put them on our fiction cart. And then from here, when this gets full up on both sides, it's going to go out there for our shelvers to take to the shelves, and they're going to put it where it goes.
Hi, Dave.
Hey there.
Good to see you. What do we got here?
So we're getting books in. One of the things we do first when we decide to order something is we make sure we haven't ordered it before. And then if it hasn't, then we'll place the order, and then it'll come in, and then it'll get processed, and then get put out of the collection. So here we have the courier who is taking all the items that have been returned that go to other libraries.
How many different libraries do you know off the top of your head?
18. Each one of these is a shelf for another library, and then each bag has an actual label for that library.
Wow.
All the libraries that are public libraries in Pinellas County, you can place a hold for any book in that library and get it sent to any one of those libraries.
What are all these little slips for? What do we got here?
So these are hold shelves. So if you have a book that's on hold, you'll have gotten a notification, whether it's by text, by email, or by phone, so that you know your hold is here. My staff is very good at selecting books that people want, and then we've cleaned up the collection, got rid of books that weren't circulating. Then over time, the collection gets better and better for our citizens. The books are arranged in the way that most people access that information. These are organized by author and then by title. Our graphic novels are in order by superhero. Our DVDs, they're in order by title. That's kind of how we think about access for everybody to make it easier for them to use the library.
Get on over here. We got a great staff, a lot of great selections, and remember, support your local library.
Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Patrick Murphy. I'm a paramedic firefighter here at Pinellas Park. Today we're going to be cooking sweet chili chicken smash tacos. They're quick, they're easy, and our firehouse absolutely loves them. We have our chicken mix. It's ground chicken mixed with some paprika, garlic, some black pepper, a little onion powder. We're going to spread it onto a small taco size shell. I like to use a ice cream scoop, and we're going to spread about a 1/4 inch thick all the way around. Now when we spread this, try to spread it as evenly as possible, and we're going to take this and dip it right into our cornflakes. Press it down so our cornflakes stick. We're going to get that fried chicken texture without all the calories. All right, so we're going to make sure our griddle is a medium heat. We oiled it, and these are going to cook quick, only about 2 minutes per side, but we're going to go cornflakes down and just press them down firmly. All right, y'all, so when this comes off the grill, obviously it's gonna be hot. Please give it about 30 seconds to cool down. And then we're gonna put it corn chip side down into the chili dip. Just press it in. A little bit of slaw on there just for some crunch. And you can use shredded lettuce, you can use cucumbers, whatever vegetable you're feeling like that day. And then just a little bit of our homemade bang bang. A little mayo and sweet chili mixed together. Our sweet chili chicken smash tacos. They're low calorie, high protein, great for the firehouse.
Oh, hey, Haley.
Hi.
Oh my God. Oh, now I'm blind. Now I can't see anything.
Haley,
My arm,
what are
I
you
think
doing?
it's
You
broken.
can't just-
This is
I
ridiculous.
mean,
Oh,
look
world
at him.
be
You
free.
can't
Nice
just
to
do that.
Columbus. Oh, Haley, what have you done? Oh, my shin.
No, seriously, I'm
Oh,
sorry. I'm gonna
God,
have
it
to-
needs to be amputated.
Haley, I
Oh,
need you
my
here.
God.
Come here,
Oh,
right now.
Now I'm blind.
so awkward.
I can't see anything.
Yellow card. Hey guys, there's donuts in the break room.
Ooh. Donuts.
What's that, Jess?
Play on.
Welcome to the City of Pinellas Parks City Council meeting. Our city offers superior parks, premium recreational services, exceptional public safety resources, optimal investment opportunities, and more. Our mayor and city council welcomes you to tonight's meeting.
We're calling to order our city council meeting. We will have an invocation and pledge of allegiance, so please rise if you wish.
Will you bow with me, please? Heavenly Father, we're just so thankful to be able to come and meet tonight and do the business of this community for both the residents and our businesses. Lord, we're thankful for the employees that we have. And most of all, Lord, we're thankful for this right that's been given to us to be able to meet like this and conduct the business of the city. We're thankful for all those men and women who have served in the military in the past and those presently in the military. We ask that you be with them, protect them, and be with their families. Be with the community, Lord, and those that are going through difficult times. We just pray that you wrap your arms around them and help them through these times. Lord, we know we have a holiday coming up in a couple weeks. And Lord, we just pray that everybody is just thankful for the country they live in and that they praise you. And they're always mindful why we have these freedoms, Lord. And it's in his name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Councilmember Seville.
Yes,
Appreciate
ma'am.
that. Good evening, everybody.
We have a proclamation to give this evening, and it is always my great pleasure and honor to be able to honor our employees and some of the businesses in our community. This evening, we are inviting the owners and representatives of Parkside Cafe to please come forward. How are you guys doing tonight? Doing good. Yes, it is. And just a little history, this is the second generation for Parkside Cafe here this evening. Whereas the City of Pinellas Park recognizes the importance of businesses that contribute to the economic vitality, growth, and well-being of our community. And whereas Parkside Cafe was founded in 2001 and has since become a cornerstone in our community, demonstrating commitment to excellence, customer service, and community involvement. And whereas Parkside Cafe plays a vital role in creating employment opportunities, supporting economic development, providing valuable services, and enhancing the quality of life of our residents. And whereas community partnership helps strengthen neighborhoods, foster civic pride, and encourage growth and prosperity throughout the city. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize and celebrate the positive contributions that Parkside Cafe makes towards strengthening our community and supporting the success and future of the City of Pinellas Park. Therefore, I, Sandra Lee Bradbury, Mayor of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, and on behalf of the entire City Council, do here proclaim June 23rd of 2023 as Parkside Cafe Day. In the City of Pinellas Park, and encourage all residents to join in recognizing and celebrating the contributions, achievements of this business and its positive impact on our community. So I want to hand this to you. Please give your mom and dad my best as well. Thank you. You guys want to brag about the business a little bit tonight?
We love it.
Thank you. Well, for those of you who don't know, my name is Anthi. This is my husband, Nico. So my parents did start Parkside Cafe in 2001, and we're feeding Mayor's parents back in the day, and many families over the years. And we're just really grateful for the community because we were actually here 5 years ago. They gave a little award to my dad for being in business 20 years. And I don't remember the statistic, but it was something along the lines of, you know, restaurants not making it past even a year or so. You know, it really takes a whole community to support. And, you know, our staff has been with us a long time. We're really grateful for them, too. And, you know, now Nico, part of the picture. So it's a tough business, and we're very grateful for everyone's support, and looking forward to raising our family down the line. And thank you. Yeah, exactly. So thank you all. Thank you. Thank you so
much. Hugs are always good.
We'll be Greek about it.
Yes.
Thank you for being patient with us as we did the proclamation. Next on our list is for citizens to be heard. They will have 3 minutes, and we ask that you give your name and address for the record. And I just got a stack here, so I'm going to try to call them the best I can in order. The first one is Aiden Baines. Barnes? Yeah, thank you.
Whenever you'd like me to start.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hi, my name is Aiden Barnes. I work at 6505 68th Street in Pinellas Park.
Today, I'd like to bring up research-based concerns against the proposed data center. A 2026 study from Harvard outlines accelerating backlash against data centers. Communities are pushing back. Local governments across this country are implementing ordinances to protect neighborhoods from the noise, environmental issues, and reduced property values caused by data centers. I call on this board to implement a temporary moratorium and to draft a permanent ordinance against data centers. Here are a few reasons why. Research indicates data centers pose significant problems, including massive water consumption for cooling, heavy air pollution from backup diesel generators, and spiking utility bills caused by strains on our power grid. Data centers are high consumption water guzzlers. Even mid-sized facilities use up to 300,000 gallons of water per day. Today I saw a Facebook post from the city of Pinellas Park warning of an extreme water shortage order extended to our region. It states that our regional water supplies have fallen below 20% capacity. This city emphasizes that conserving water now is more important than ever. So why are we considering a data center, especially now? An analysis by the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers estimated that in 2023 alone, data center pollution caused $6 billion in public health damages across the country. Data centers rely on huge backup diesel generators that emit significant amounts of dangerous chemicals into the air we breathe. Locals are already struggling to afford adequate health insurance due to soaring costs. We don't need to be further burdened by negative impacts on our health by data centers. The hidden costs of data centers affect consumers. Our current electricity rate structure doesn't account for their massive load on the power grid. We don't need data centers raising prices on our electricity bills. Data centers strain the power system, affecting our most vulnerable populations. We don't need data centers causing additional power outages in our neighborhoods, especially around hurricane season. Please create a moratorium on data centers and draft an ordinance against data centers in Pinellas Park. This is what the citizens are calling on you to do. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Could you come back up?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. What was the address you gave for your
Yes.
residence?
Oh, I live in Largo, but I teach in Pinellas Park. I actually work at Rawlings Elementary.
No, what's your home address?
Oh, my home address, of course. It's 10240 127th Avenue in Largo.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Next, we have a Robert A. Linton. If I apologize for any mispronunciations.
Yes, I wasn't as prepared, but my name is Robert A. Linton. I was born and raised here, and my address is 5470 40th Avenue, Kansas City. And I was just going to state that we're in a severe drought. We need to consume as much water as possible, and it's damaging to the environment as far as I don't even know if they're recycling the water or where it goes and how, the whole energy thing. And I think they need to do more testing before they start, just building centers and, explore other options. And, because in the future for our generation, it could affect a lot of families. So as far as the water, the energy, and the pollution, they just need to investigate more and do more research before they make a drastic decision that could have severe impacts. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, sir. And the next one is Sandra Smith.
My name is Sandra Smith. I live at 7951 55th Way North in Pinellas Park, greatest city on earth. Thank you for serving us so faithfully. I'm here about the recent boil water order. I got the alert on my watch and immediately followed all the recommended precautions, and so did the rest of my family members, although some in Pinellas Park never got the alert, which I don't know why because they're signed up for alerts. And even though I followed all the precautions, and so did they and my neighbors, anybody that I know in Pinellas Park has had the same gastric issues the last week. I will spare you the details. But it's been very unpleasant and uncomfortable. It made me rethink how I do water going forward, because I don't feel like I can trust the safety of the water after this incident. I followed all the directions. And I don't know if it's somehow within the city's purview or it was the county's on this alert system, but it seems prudent to me. I mean, I'm not going through chemo, but I have neighbors who are, and I don't know how that may have impacted them. But it seems prudent to me that the order should have gone out sooner, that it should have gone out to all residents of Pinellas Park, not some. And it should also have gone countywide, even though it only applied to Pinellas Park, because at that point, we weren't even supposed to use water for cooking. So you might think, okay, well, let's order out. Well, I honestly don't believe, haven't asked anybody, but I don't believe that all restaurants in Pinellas Park shut down for 3 days. I don't think that happened. And if I was in another part of the county and I was ordering takeout, I wouldn't want to order food from a restaurant that's in a boil water zone. So I don't know what part of it belongs with the city's responsibility on that communication or what part with the county. Maybe I'll go to the county commission meeting as well and bring it up. But I think it would be prudent and safer for everybody if the alerts went out sooner. It went to all residents that it applied to, as well as just a general notification to everybody in the county so they could know until the water's lifted and safe again if they're ordering takeout to order it from somewhere else. Hey, thank you so much.
The next one is Leanne Steinmetz.
You did very well.
Thank you.
Most people ask for both. Thank you all for letting me speak once again. As you know, we had the water problem.
I need
Name
and address for the record.
Okay, my name is Lee Steinmetz. I'm not, for security reasons, not saying my address. It's on the slip of paper.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the water that happened. I mean, I was up at 8 o'clock, had water pressure. By 9 o'clock, there's nothing. I'm calling the water department saying, hey, what's going on? And talking to the other people at the building on 82nd Avenue. As far as notifying the public, I think we all could have done better. To explain this, I didn't even know we were supposed to boil water until 9 o'clock at night. And the only reason I knew then was because my next door neighbor sent me a text from the other neighbor 3 doors down, because she didn't even know. And then when I went to the website to find out, okay, what's going on with the water, to the official Pinellas Park website, once that emergency had cleared, that had been taken off, but there was no notice there about boiling water or letting your pipes run water for 7 minutes or whatever. There was nothing there on the website about it. And I would just think, because when you open up an account in Pinellas Park with the water department, you have to give them your phone number. You got to give them their email, something. And even if it was spotty, a text email could have gone out to say this geographic location is affected. Send text out, say, hey, boil water. Don't give it to your babies and their formula or your pets or you drinking it. So I just think we just have to do better at that on notification and also on the clearing to let people know, it's been cleared. The only other thing I can say is I wish you would give the citizens here of Pinellas Park more green space instead of putting a building or whatever on it. People, we left cities. We left places that were crowded to be in Florida, and it's turning into what we left. And I know everybody needs money, but if you don't want problems, stacking people on top of people creates problems, creates crime. Give us some space. We need green space. Okay? That's all. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
The next one is Kathy Harlinson.
Good evening. I'm Kathy Harrelson. I also don't say my exact address, but I do live near the intersection of 30th Avenue and 28th Street in St. Petersburg. So I thank you for allowing me to speak this evening. This is regarding data centers, and the earlier speaker talked about all of the pollution and other issues with it. I also support a moratorium, but a moratorium is a pause. And so there needs to be a purpose in that pause. And we are such a built out community. Obviously, the heat, the water quality, the water use, the power use, I just think it's more than we can stand. But what I wanted to know is can we find a way to build so that those things aren't an issue? And some of those things were here's what I wanted to know. Can we power it with battery-backed renewable energy only? Combination of solar, vertical wind, geothermal. Can we operate it on a closed-loop cooling system? These things generate a ton of heat. Can we utilize the condensate from HVAC to provide cooling loops that will contain heat and regenerate water? Can we completely recycle and reuse gray water and ultra-purified industrial wastewater? Can we retrofit and build on existing footprints, such as abandoned schools and big box stores? And can we build using heavy concrete and double-walled insulation to make sure that, because I understand from other folks that live near these that the noise is ridiculous. It's deafening. So I didn't know where to find all that information. So what I did was I asked AI. Yeah. If indeed, I spelled it out very clearly and specifically about all of the needs of a building. And sure enough, yes, indeed, this can all be done. And it will require a higher front-end capital requirement. But I think we all know by now, these are the wealthiest companies in the world right now. And let them pay the front-end costs. If they do that, they will not only benefit all of us in the community, but they also will benefit themselves going forward. It will reduce their actual costs. So to me, if there's going to be a moratorium or if this is going to be allowed, and it would be nice to think it wouldn't be, but let's have a moratorium where we actually find a way to put all of those processes in place with anything it really should be for any building, but if we start with data centers, that'll take us somewhere. And by the way, I second the green space comment. So more green space, more trees.
Thank you. The next one is Sharon Hask.
Hi, Sharon Hask. I live in Treasure Island, Florida, but our business is right behind where you're going to maybe put this data center. So we're very concerned and not real happy about it. I did owe everybody else that already said something, so I'll kind of go around some of that. But I've heard a lot of things, like I know you can't recycle the water. I think a lot of it goes out in steam, and they're not really able to use its crazy amounts. That other lady already said that they use. And that's there is kind of scary considering we're always on the restrictions these days. And then I also heard, like, I had a friend that lives in Tennessee, and they built one like down below a mountain, and they lived on the other side of it, and they were all still hearing this humming noise all the time. And I'm thinking maybe they need to put these things underground or something. I don't know. Starting to wonder. But anyway, and I also heard it, I don't know everything that's true that I hear, but 2 to 3 years from now, all those data centers that have been built now will have to be redone again because they'll be outdated, and AI will be changing everything between now and then. So everything will have to be redone. And I'm assuming they're saying Pinellas County, that this one is considered Pinellas County, right? That they're proposing. Yes, right? Because I know I get mail at a warehouse and it says Seminole, and also says Largo, and I just want to make sure I'm going to the right source to make sure who makes this decision. That's all. And then the other thing, I mean, we're so dense in this area. To put a data center just doesn't seem reasonable at all. I think you can find somewhere that there's more space for everybody to spread this out, especially if everything's so, they don't know enough about it right now. And I think with not knowing the facts of what's going on, it's kind of crazy. Some of the stuff I've been hearing about kids having seizures and all from it that live out on farms that they put them by. And so I don't know. I think there's a lot of health things that really need to be investigated big time. And then also, I just found out the other day, we have an eagle's nest right smack by where they want to put this. So the Pinellas County, I know they know about it. They come out and check it, my husband said. And it's right by our warehouse, which is right behind where the data center is. So I think that right there should be like kind of, I think they're protected. And noise and lights from all these things could be pretty bad for these birds and any kind of wildlife out there, you know, because they're affected, because you always get this humming noise I hear is very annoying. And the lights at night for security are very bright. And I'm just kind of concerned. I'm hoping maybe you'll do another meeting or something coming up. I thought I'd heard something about the 29th, but then I never heard anything more about that. That they maybe would focus just on that and maybe what the plans are, so we know what to expect or hopefully not expect from this. So, all right, I guess some time's up. Thank you.
Thank you. The next one is Angela Turno. Terrio.
Hello, I'm Angela Terrio. I live 3820 38th Avenue North, St. Petersburg, Florida. My grandma lives right down the street in Pinellas Park, and I'm here in regards to the proposed data centers. I also was wondering, like, in this P2 ordinance, it says generally located at. That's very vague, so I don't know where that is. It just says generally located, and it's talking about changing the land use, but it's a house when I looked it up. So my first question I would have is, can we, as the city of Pinellas County, ask for assurance from the city staff and city officials that there will be no non-disclosure agreements in regards to the data centers? Also, I want to advocate that no land be reclassified industrial from another classification to allow data centers to pursue lease agreements from the city or buy it from the purpose of a data center, and pass a law to ban data centers until further safeguards are in place. We're one of the most densely populated areas in Florida. Between Pinellas and Hillsborough, there's so many people, water, power. I mean, it just sounds like devastation to put one here because we're already consuming so much. So in this area especially, then you think about like an oil company, right? When they're drilling, oh, let's do some offshore drilling. It sounds good. It sounds like you're going to make a lot of money, right? But what if something goes wrong? And what's it going to affect? Okay, it's going to like cause environmental problems, and it's going to cost a lot more money to clean up. Also, I looked into this company that, this is just what the computer told me. And I'm not opposed to data centers. I just think they need to be done properly without cutting corners. American Tower Corporation currently is engaged in active multi-billion-dollar litigation for breach of contract lawsuits. This also brings up concerns for like condemnation suits or being sued, like the city being sued if there's other problems with the data center, and then the residents are upset, and then decide to change your mind. I'm a little flustered right now. I just want to be able to say what needs to be said, but it just sounds like a big mess. And until there's further investigation and consideration of the people that live here, I mean, the children who drink the water and bathe in the water, and how's this going to affect, who is going to benefit from these things, who is this going to harm, and just really touch the hearts of people that to understand that looking at what's going on now, it doesn't look good so far. They haven't done enough research on it. So thank you.
The next one is John Keg.
All right, Madam Mayor, councilors, my name is John Keg. My wife and I live at 92nd Place North, 6354. I know that this isn't an actionable item right now, but I wanted to let you all know that we're very interested in seeing that we have robust discussions, that we have due diligence applied to all manner that has to do with this data center thing that's coming up. My wife and I are strongly opposed to it for a lot of the reasons that have shown up in social media, news programs, etc. And we've been looking at it, trying to find scientific evidence to support or, support our position against it, and not just anecdotal information. So hopefully you give the public a lot of time, a lot of consideration, and a lot of due diligence in understanding the science behind this, the threats, the risks, the benefits, and all of that. I look forward to seeing you all again in the future if this moves forward. Of course, again, I'm letting you know that I'm strongly opposed to it based on the data that I've seen so far. And that'll do it for today. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, sir. Marcia Glassley.
Hello, thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is Marcia Glassy. I live in St. Petersburg. My address is 7508 13th Avenue North, St. Pete. And I'm also here about the data center. I don't understand why we're even talking about a data center, let alone all the data centers in Florida. I don't understand the purpose. But what is rarely talked about are the health effects that have to do with the sound pollution. So this is something I've looked up. In addition to water pollution from the toxins in the runoff, the light pollution, the soil disruption, and the effects on the environment as a whole, there is what is called vibroacoustic pollution, or low-frequency sound pollution. Now, these low-frequency sounds are constantly generated from the electrical generators, the backup diesel generators, and also the coolant systems. These are acoustic sounds that impact your body and your pets and your children's bodies at a cellular level. When noise levels are measured, they typically measure only the sounds you can hear. These vibroacoustic sounds are below the level of hearing. Low wave sounds below 20 decibels. They impact the body because our organs resonate at about 8 to 12 decibels. Some of the health effects of low frequency sound that have been documented are fibrosis in the lungs and coronary artery hardening. Our bodies know that if we touch something hot, it not only feels bad, but it's a signal that it's harmful. Maybe you can't hear the frequency sounds, the low frequency sounds, but you sense the vibration. People in these communities impacted by the data centers report increasing irritability, headaches, lack of sleep. This is an indication, a warning to your body that you're being harmed. The mechanical transduction between cells is causing fibrosis of many organs. This is something we absolutely have to be aware of and investigate further, in my opinion. Our bodies, our children's bodies, and our pets will be negatively affected by this sound pollution. So going forward, I hope that there will be no further move toward another data center in Florida, especially not in Pinellas Park. And we need to act before it's too late. So many people are excited about the tech or the wealth that might result, and the jobs. The small number of construction jobs are temporary, and the workers often are hired not even locally. So should we ask ourselves, do we want to be the leader in technology, but the losers in human health?
The next person I have a card for is Simon Chusha. I know.
All right, good afternoon. I really want to be watching the soccer game, but I am here. My name is Simon Tusha. I own multiple properties in Pinellas Park. I live at 8335 37th Avenue North. I am the data center unicorn. I've built 1,500 data centers. I built Google. There are 27 data centers in Pinellas County right now. There's power plants. So a lot of the hysteria is a little bit unfounded. Now, there are points that were made on things that were old technology. We don't build that way anymore. I'm not building this data center. I don't know anything about it. But what I can tell you is that closed loop systems and all of these things eliminate all the issues that you're hearing about. I own gigawatts of power in data centers throughout the world. Personally, they're all run here in Pinellas Park and Clearwater. That's a fact. That's right here. I've been here for years, and there's never been a problem. And now all of a sudden, I have to ask you the question, why all of a sudden are data centers being vilified? So I will tell you, and I'm here to answer questions. If any of you want to ask me a question, I'm happy to answer a question, because your concerns are valid. I'll help you understand. And you can tour my facilities. But I will tell you, when we had a hurricane, what's the first thing everybody does? They get to their phone, and they try to connect. Check on our family, check on our loved ones, check on our 401ks, check on our dog, check on our grandmothers. How do they do that? With a data center. You people don't want data centers here. Where do you think your HIPAA data is and all of your information? It's in a data center. Sure. You want that close. You want that close to you. So I understand everyone's concerns. There is a very clear, easy path through here. You have approved this for many, many years. There's a reason people are against it. I don't know why, but I do these types of talks every day. You don't have to be hysterical. I'm here to help, but you don't need to kill the goose, because you have to have data centers.
Thank you. Yes. I do not have any more cards. Is there anybody else that needs to fill out a card and come up and speak? Yes, ma'am.
Do I need to provide it to?
You can give it to me when you come up. Not a problem. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Janae. I will reserve my address, which is printed on the card.
Yes, ma'am.
I am against data centers simply because of what she spoke about, the health of the people in Pinellas County, specifically Pinellas Park. I am an avid person who enjoys outdoor organizations, green space, and I have to do a lot of that outside of Pinellas County because of the traffic. There aren't a lot of, outside of the beach, of course, but I used to live in the DC area. I still go back to visit friends who now have purchased homes and they have data centers in their backyard. The sound is deafening. I live off of 66. The sirens are enough on a day-to-day basis. The accidents are enough on a day-to-day basis. So when you get to what the gentleman just spoke about, not having an issue, or there hasn't been an issue with the number of data centers he's already stated that are in Pinellas County, are you also counting the ones that you can't see? You go to the doctor can't diagnose you properly because there's something that they're not familiar with, but it's a sound situation. It's a sound pollution that's causing your illness. So I would like for more research to be done in terms of what we're actually getting into as data center hysteria is increasing, because people are at risk for different things that we don't even know about yet. There's not been any, thorough research in the long-term effects of what these data centers so close to densely populated areas could possibly bring. Yes, I would like my data closer to my house, but why can't I just have it closer to my house in a way that's not going to interrupt my health? When I thought about coming to Florida, when I thought about relocating back to Florida, it was because of my health. I don't want to have to leave because I'm in fear that the people who I've elected to represent what I feel like is my interest in the county that I chose to live in are completely against that for whatever reason, whether it be money, whether it be their personal interest, whether they think that this is a good idea long term. Think about the children who are growing up here. You don't see children playing in water every day. You don't see them playing outside and riding their bikes as much because they're on their tablets. Give them an opportunity to have a green space like someone else suggested. Give them an opportunity to want to be outside. I also agree with adding more green space. The last thing that I want to add before I get off of this particular platform, I was completely taken aback at the fact that I signed up for the alerts for Pinellas Park specifically, and there wasn't one that came to my phone about a water crisis. I got it from the county of Pinellas. And I sent it to my landlord who actually lives right next to me. She didn't know anything about it. So in terms of communication, I would hope that in the future there would be a better form of communication with the people that live here who are concerned for not only their health, but the well-being of the people that also live in this area, the people that they're taking care of, the people that they're caregivers for. We want to live healthy lives, and we're looking to you, the people that we elected, to help us do so. Thank you.
Is there anybody else that would like to speak on any item that's not on the agenda this evening? If you'll come forward, name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Serena McDonald, and I live at 8125 67th Street, which is 2 miles away from the proposed data center. And I've lived in Pinellas Park my entire life. Most of you were children, and your parents were on the boards when I was here. There's several of you. So I have lived here a very long time, so I feel very passionate about this. And I'm basically the Lorax. I'm here to speak for the trees and for nature. When I moved into my neighborhood, there were not condos where there are today. And we had rabbits and turtles and birds and fireflies. Do we remember fireflies? Because they're not here anymore. They're gone. And the birds get affected by the frequencies that come from the data centers. I live in this neighborhood that is very close to it. We have 10 species that are in my neighborhood at all times. We have a white crane that eats the bugs. And because we have the white crane that eats the bugs, a lot of our neighbors do not use pesticides that go into our water. We know that water is a problem with the data center. We know that Pinellas Park has a problem with water because of the drought. We also know that there's power problems. We had a power outage 2 days ago in this neighborhood that is 2 miles away from the center because of the heat. We have the heat. Everybody's running their electricity. There was a transformer that blew because we're already using too much power in the neighborhood that you're proposing. There is also a farm very close to my house on the other side of Belcher Road, right behind Publix. It's going to affect the horses and the chickens and the pigs that live on that farm. I'm sure there's other farms. I'm sure there's city council members that have animals, horses and pigs and farms that they worry about. It's not far from the city farm that we have. We have a beautiful farm that is right there on 94th Avenue that we all love to enjoy. But do we want the animals affected by the frequencies that are coming off this data center? We have data now. There's no problem. Do your phones not work? My phone works every day. We don't need to add more data. Pinellas Park has been a small town feel, and I hope that we don't lose our small town feel trying to get bigger and better. I love all the improvements with the Davis Field and the youth park for the kids. Let's not lose our small town feel. Let's keep Pinellas Park a small town. Thank you.
Is there anybody else? Is it on the council agenda this evening?
They're all out, but I was notified, and there's a sign in the property next door to mine that has the information to be there tonight.
Okay, is it ordinance 2026-17?
It's LUPA 065 0006.
Okay, that's item P2, so we'll call you up when we go to that item. Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to speak on anything that's not on the agenda this evening? Seeing none, we will close the public comment section. Do we have presidential? No, okay. Before you guys leave, everybody was talking about energy as well this evening. Duke Energy will be here Thursday at City Hall to talk to our citizens, where you can sign up to get energy efficiency checkup on your home. They'll put you on a list, so that they can make an appointment with you to come out to your home. And they also wanted to make sure that we told everybody that they are going to be offering rebates on some items when they talk to you about the energy efficiency. So I want to make sure that everybody knows that. If you come Thursday to City Hall, you can talk to Duke Energy employees and possibly do some energy efficiency at your home.
Thank you.
So all day, during the day at council. I know a lot of us work during the day, but maybe we can send somebody to get some information for us. Okay. That's it with that. Moving on to section 2 of our council minutes, and that would be approval of minutes. Councilmember Seville.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve regular council minutes of June 9th, 2026, as on file in the city clerk's office.
Motion has been made and second. All those in favor, please cast on your Granicus. Moving on to
motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. Moving on to public hearings, which is our third section, item P1.
Ordinance number 2026-17, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, accepting and approving a voluntary petition for annexation, annexing into the city a certain contiguous parcel of land generally located at 6868 118th Avenue North and legally described and depicted in Exhibit A, which is attached hereto and made a part hereof, providing for amendment of the legal description of the corporate boundaries of the city, providing for the assignment of city zoning classification, providing for repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances conflicting herewith to the extent of such conflict, providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Item P1, ordinance number 2026-17, public hearing at its second and final reading. I am opening the public hearing and turning it over to Todd Byron.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Todd Byron. I'm a senior planner here with the city, and I'll be presenting item P1 and P2. So the requests, so item P1 is a request for voluntary annexation of a parcel located at 6868 118th Avenue North, and item P2 is a request for a future land use map amendment designated that parcel as Industrial Limited IL. So here is an aerial image of the subject site. The property, again, is located at 6868 118th Avenue North. It's currently used as a distribution warehouse. Here is the future land use map, which shows the property currently with the designation of Industrial Limited IL in the county. The request is to designate it as Industrial Limited upon annexation. Here we have a zoning map of the property. The subject property is currently zoned Employment 1 E1 in the county. Upon annexation, it will be designated as Light Industrial M1. Here we have a future land use map showing that the property is located in Flood Zone X, which is a low-risk flood zone. Here is a site photo. And then now for some annexation agreement special provisions. So within 1 calendar year from the effective date of the annexation of the property, the owner, at its sole expense, shall bring the property into full compliance with the specific locational design standards for property abutting residential zoning districts as set forth in Section 18-1524.5 D1 and outdoor storage as set forth in Section 18-1530.11 of the City of Pinellas Park Land Development Code. Number 2, the city hereby grants a waiver to allow the continued use of the existing gravel drive aisle located at the southern portion of the property. The waiver shall remain in effect until such a time as major redevelopment of the property is proposed. Upon submission of plans for a major redevelopment, the owner shall bring the drive aisle into compliance with Section 18-502C of the City of Pinellas Park Land Development Code, or submit a formal request for a waiver from said requirements, subject to review and approval by the appropriate city authority. Moving on to number 3, the city shall waive requirements for a sidewalk installation and any payment in lieu thereof along 118th Avenue North. Number 4, the adjacent stormwater pond to the southeast, while functionally part of the development on the property, is a separate parcel that has already been annexed into the city. The pond is privately maintained. The city shall require a unity of title or a lot line adjustment to formally combine the two parcels, specifically combining the subject property and the separate parcel containing the stormwater pond. The city shall waive the application fee for the unity of title or the lot line adjustment process under the city's land development code as deemed appropriate by the city in its sole discretion. And the city shall be responsible for obtaining the necessary legal descriptions and sketches at the city's expense. Number 5, for a period of 1 calendar year following approval of the annexation, the city shall waive city-imposed building permit fees specifically related to the construction of a new building on the property. The waiver applies only to fees assessed by the city and does not include any fees imposed by Pinellas County, the state of Florida, or any other governmental or regulatory entity. And number 6, the owner shall dedicate to the city 18 feet of an 18-foot right-of-way easement and at least 3 utility easements for existing infrastructure on the property. The city shall be responsible for all associated costs related to the easement dedication process, including but not limited to survey work, legal descriptions, and required sketches. And finally, moving on to findings, the subject property is contiguous to the city and meets all of the annexation requirements set forth in Florida Statute 171.044. The industrial limited future land use designation has been determined the most appropriate for this property, and the request is consistent with the Land Development Code and the goals, objectives, and policies of the adopted comprehensive plan. On to planning and zoning recommendations. The Commission does not provide a recommendation on annexations or annexation agreements, but on October 2nd, 2025, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of case number LUPA 0625-00006 with the condition that the annexation be approved by the City Council. And I am here if you have any questions.
Thank you. Councilwoman Reed.
On the property that abuts the residential area, is there a fence there?
I do not know if there's a fence there currently.
But according to ours, they would have to put a fence up, correct?
Yeah, during any major like redevelopment, they would have to provide the appropriate shielding from the residential as well as from the right of way.
So they don't have to unless to bring it up, it says they have 1 year, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Bring it up to residential.
Yeah. Yes. The provision, I think it's the first. Yeah. Provision number 1. Yeah. So within 1 year, they do need to bring it into compliance, at least along the, it's the western side where they abut residential. So yes, they would need to come into compliance. I do have some of the list
What
here.
kind of fence are they going to put up?
It would, let's see, it would probably need to be.
Do we let them do wood fences anymore?
It's still approved. If they would ask for anything that's not on the list, they would have to come back before us.
But I mean, okay. So they would have to still come back and do what fence they're going to put up there.
Yeah, right? Specifically with like any outdoor storage, especially along that side, if they have any.
Okay.
Any other questions? No. Okay, Mike. Todd, the portion over here, is that where they're doing the new construction?
So I believe the new construction, it would be on the lower right-hand side of the property here, I believe. But it's kind of conceptual. We haven't actually gotten a site plan yet. It's just more of an idea or a thought.
Okay. Totally get that. Don't fuss at them about the gravel unless they absolutely have to have it. Because that's at least will let some of the water drain.
True.
And they have a nice pond. So. Any other questions? No. Yes, ma'am. Or yes, sir. Okay. The lights switched.
They're asking for a waiver of the sidewalk.
Yeah, along 118th Avenue, typically during site development, we would require sidewalks if they don't exist already. And then in this case, we'll be giving them a waiver.
Okay, whose property is that? Be the northeast corner? Is that a whole lot, or is that all right away there?
This one here?
No, over to the west.
Oh, sorry.
Right there.
Right there. That looks like.
Is that a buildable lot?
That looks like public right of way.
Public right of way. Okay. Thank you.
No more questions from City Council. Is the applicant here this evening for this item?
I don't believe he's here.
Okay. I do believe that we have a citizen that would like to come up and ask questions on this item. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, my name is Winifred Larkins. I live at 6864 118th Avenue North, directly east of this piece of property. Okay, I have a big problem with them. They have run through my driveway from their huge property, busted my water lines. They have cut down trees in my tree line, literally on my property. Okay, who's going to take care of that lake when it overflowed 2 years ago and made it to my house? It has never gone that far up since it was built. When that lake was dug, it was dug to build Tropicana Field because it was a state-owned piece of property. Okay? So the previous owners before the park house put in a culvert from the back of the lake all the way to the front where we used to have ditches when we had dirt roads. Okay? So I have to keep grills and a cement block in front of there because of all their garbage, boxes, and everything that blows into this lake. They don't clean it up, and whoever keeps moving my grate when the water overflows, who's going to clean that out? Okay? I'm the only one that it's going to hurt as far as that goes. Because when the lake overflows, I've got pictures to where it came up to within inches of coming into my house. And I've been there for over 60 years, and including the whole time that lake was built or dug, never had these problems. I continually have garbage in my yard. I had to get the police involved when they bring their dogs to work and let them run through my yard and they don't clean up after them. Okay, I have a big problem with all of this just being shoved through. The last time we were here, they said they pulled back. They didn't want to be annexed in. So I want to know who's going to take care of all these things, plus the fact it was supposed to be a 7 a.m. to 5 a.m. business, okay? Every night you can set my clock to between 10:30 and 11 p.m. when semi-trucks pull in there, okay? They go in, they open the buildings, they pull out their forklifts, they're banging all kind of stuff, all kinds of metal, there's all kinds of racket every night, 6 nights a week. Okay? They sleep in their semis overnight. So now all that, they park along the lake. So all that echoes into the back of my house. Is there laws against that? When I was here before, nobody even knew what the building was. It's a parts house, okay? After 6 p.m., there's not supposed to be any trucks up and down that road.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'd like to know where I can get a copy of ordinances that I can call probably every day to keep them in line. Because I'm tired of the garbage. The garbages aren't fenced.
So the property right now is in
The county.
the county. So
Yes.
we can't do anything about that. But if the property and all we're voting on right now is annexing it in, at that point, once it's annexed in, then it falls underneath the city of Pinellas Park. And then the city of Pinellas Park you call those nice gentlemen and ladies over there when they're doing those things, and you get a response. Because then it falls underneath us. Right now, we can't do anything because it's not in our city. But if
I
we
understand
annex
that.
it in, then we can do what Pinellas Park does and make it part of an
Even
amazing
Walmart
city.
over here has signs up, no more overnight parking.
Yeah. But you can, if once we annex it in, that's what we do, then it falls under our city. And I understand your frustration, but it's in the county.
And on the other
Then
side,
it now will make it a little bit, and anytime they change anything, they have to come up to code. We have to take, that's kind of some of the things when they do come into our city that we can bring them up to speed where they need to be.
and on the west side, all those yards, all those homes are fenced because that's a cul-de-sac road. On the west side of that, I'm on the east side. There is no fence there. So it'd be nice if they did put a fence up because I'm tired of the garbage in my yard.
Yes, ma'am.
Winifred, can I get your phone number written on here, and then I can have our planning and zoning staff call you to give you some information on the rules and regulations for the businesses in that area. Thank you very much. Is there anybody else in the audience that has any questions on this item? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing at its second and final reading and entertain a motion by Councilwoman Reed.
I make a motion that we pass ordinance number 2026-17, public hearing, second and final reading.
Second motion.
Have a motion and a second. Please cast your ballots on Granicus.
Are you locked?
It went to sleep. It woke up finally.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to item P2, ordinance number 2026-18.
Ordinance number 2026-18, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, amending the city's official land use plan map by providing the land use designation of Industrial Limited IL for certain lands generally located at 6868 118th Avenue North, and more particularly described in Exhibit A, which is attached hereto and made a part hereof. Certifying consistency with the city's adopted comprehensive plan, providing for repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith to the extent of such conflict, providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Item number P2, ordinance number 2026-18, public hearing, second and final reading. I am opening the public hearing, and this is the companion piece to item P1, and turning it over to Todd Byron to see if he has any additional items that we need to add to it.
Nothing new to add, but I would like to submit the prior presentation into the record for item P2.
Thank you. Any additional questions for Todd on this item from City Council? Seeing none. Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions on this item?
Hello.
Name and address for the record for this
Angela
item.
Terrio, 3820 38th Avenue North, St. Pete. And I just was wondering, so the generally located part that's in the box?
Yes.
Okay. And it's talking about the official land use. So what is it under now? It's saying by providing the land use designation of industrial limited. So what is it zoned as now?
It's zoned as E1. It's in the county, and the county has a different zoning list than we do. So our companion to what the county has is M1. Theirs is E1, which means employment.
So in the county, it's allowed to have the industrial, just not with Pinellas Park?
Oh, no, it's the same. Manufacturing, industrial park.
Okay,
Those are kind of
I'm just trying to
interchangeable.
understand why is it trying to change it the industrial limited?
Maybe Todd could explain.
I might be able to clarify a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So basically,
I don't,
this property currently, it's outside of our jurisdiction. It's within the jurisdiction of Pinellas County. And so in Pinellas County, they have, it's got the same thing that we have, zoning and future land use. And so all this is doing is bringing it into the city, and then we're basically giving this property the city equivalent of what the county has it designated as. So for lack of better words, it has an industrial land use designation in the county, but now that we're bringing it into the city, we're giving it essentially the same designation, just on our land use map.
okay.
So it's not really anything new for the property. It's just assigning it a city equivalent.
Okay, and then also, I know you guys already finished the last one, but the annexation, like how they were waiving all the fees and everything with that. What does that have to do with the property? I'm just not sure.
It's basically an incentive. It's a way to get properties to annex into the city, and long term, it will, for the most part, increase our revenue and tax base and stuff like that. So it
Okay.
helps to fund like city projects and
Right.
services.
And then just like what would be, like this woman came up and spoke, like how was it harmful to the residents surrounding that area?
Well, there's no changes proposed at this time, so it's what's already existing is going to continue to exist with a few exceptions. So they'll have to, as I mentioned in the annexation agreement, there is a provision that they'll have to bring parts of the property up to code, specifically with shielding and outdoor storage, and then also minimizing adverse impacts onto the residential zoned areas that are adjacent to it.
Okay, so this would be beneficial because then they'd have to follow the ordinance and the codes and everything.
Yeah.
Okay,
And if they don't, then they would be in violation of the agreement, so we could have our community
then
compliance
you
team.
guys could go and cite fines or whatever needs to be done. Okay, thank you.
Is there anybody else in the audience that has any questions on this item? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion. Councilwoman Reed?
Make a motion that we pass ordinance number 2026-18, public hearing, second and final reading.
Second motion.
Motion has been made and second. Please cast your ballots on Granicus. I did this a couple of weeks ago.
Mayor, would you like to voice your vote?
Aye. Thank you.
Motion carries unanimously.
Yeah, leave it over there. It is. Now we're going on to item P3, ordinance number 2026-19.
Ordinance number 2026-19, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, amending section 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, and 11 of ordinance number 2025-28, an appropriation and annual budget ordinance of the City of Pinellas Park, covering the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025, and ending September 30th, 2026. Providing for repeal of all other ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Item P3, ordinance number 2026-19, is a public hearing. At its second and final reading, I am opening the public hearing and turning it over to Chris if he would like to add any additional information.
Yes, Mayor. What this amendment ordinance represents is the city's mid-year budget amendment for this fiscal year. The amendment provides for a transfer from the general fund in the amount of $3 million to the capital improvement or Capital Equipment Replacement Fund. The purpose of the transfer was reimbursement for costs paid in prior years to the CER fund for both the Munis and the EnviroGov software systems, as well as equipment costs. The transfer also covers the police division. That the amendment also creates a new division called Public Support Services that will provide administrative support services and to all divisions in the police department, allowing for better efficiency. The amendment also contains the following allocations to the Capital Improvement Fund: funding for the CRA property acquisition of $975,000, a carry forward from last year's park station renovations of $4,648,443, the demolition of the water tower costing $300,000, additional funds for cleaning and rehab of a 30-inch line by Lift Station 31, the 92nd Avenue Force Main project funding of $700,000, a carry forward of funds for the 76th Street improvement totaling $900,000, and a carry forward of funds for project costs at Sprawls Horizon Sports Complex for $3 million, as well as a partial year operating budget for Sprawls Horizon Sports Complex amounting to $2,268,577. Total impact for this budget during this fiscal year, the fiscal budget increases by $21,312,802. The result is a revised total to the city budget of $311,554,721.
Thank you, sir. Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions on item P3? See none. I will close the public hearing at its second and final reading and entertain a motion by Councilmember Seville.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I'd like to make a motion to pass ordinance number 2026-19, public hearing, second and final reading.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All council cast your ballots on Granicus. Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
If I stand it up, then it's over here. All righty, moving on to item P4, ordinance number 2026-20.
Ordinance number 2026-20, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, amending the Code of Ordinances by amending Chapter 18 Land Development Code, amending Section 18-1526.3, providing for the inclusion of such amended ordinance in the Code of City of Pinellas Park, Florida, providing for repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Item P4, ordinance number 2026-20, public hearing, first and reading. I'm opening the public hearing at its first reading and turning it over to Mr. Todd Byron.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Todd Byron. I'm a senior planner with the city, and I'll be presenting item P4. This one will have two public hearings, so come back at the next city council meeting for round two. The request. This is an ordinance to amend Table 18-1526.3, authorized uses in the P District to allow communication towers as a primary use when the property has a land use designation of transportation utility TU. Conditional use approval would be required. Currently, our code only allows communication towers as an accessory use. Summary of changes. So the proposed changes include allowing communication towers as a conditional use on properties zoned public when they have a future land use designation of transportation utility. And any location proposing new communication towers would need city council approval and would have a public hearing. On June 4th, 2026, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of this case. And I'm here if you have any questions.
Thank you. City council have any questions for Todd on this item? Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions on this item?
Hello,
again? My
Yes.
name is Janae Jones. I live.
We have your address
Yes.
on the previous card.
I'm not sure I understood what I just heard. So would you mind explaining a little bit more about what this infrastructure plan is suggested to be planned for?
Yeah, so basically, any property with a future land use designation as transportation utility that also has a public zoning on it, the owner would be able to put in a communication tower. There's only about 6 properties in the city that are categorized this way, and most of them are already built out with either like Duke Energy infrastructure or I think one of them has city assets on it. This is really being done for one property in particular that's already being used as like it already has like accessory communication equipment on it. This is just going to allow that property to have communication towers as a sole use rather than just an accessory use.
What are communication towers specifically used for? Is it something for mounting camera systems? Is it something for?
So in particular, with this case, it's going to be for telecommunications. So like T-Mobile and Verizon, it'll be used by them for their cellular
cell towers.
Cell towers, essentially. Okay. I don't think I have any more questions. Thank you. I just wanted some clarity of what it was.
Good question.
Is there anybody else in the audience that has any questions on this item? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing at its first reading and entertain a motion by Councilmember Seville.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. I'd like to make a motion to pass ordinance number 2026-20, first public hearing and first reading.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Please cast your ballots on Granicus. Aye.
It's voice activated.
Motion carries unanimously.
Aye.
Oh. Moving on to section 4, our consent agenda items.
C1, ordinance number 2026-21, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, amending the city's official zoning map by providing for a change in the zoning district from single-family residential R1 and Town Center TC to a unified TC designation for a certain parcel of land generally located at parcel ID 28-30-16-94914-000-0010, and more particularly described in Exhibit A, which is attached hereto and made part hereof. Certifying consistency with the city's adopted comprehensive plan, providing for repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith to the extent of such conflict, providing for an effective date. Item C2, reappointment of Planning and Zoning Commission member and Board of Adjustment member James Oliaz. I'm so sorry. Okay. C3, award of ITB 26.003, 92nd Avenue, Force Main. C4, authorization for the city manager to sign a lease agreement between the City of Pinellas Park and SR Landscaping, LLC, doing business as Sunrise Landscape. C5, selection of a city council member to serve on the evaluation committee, RFP 26.005, Building Code Professional Services Continuing Contract. C6, authorization for the mayor to sign a notice of site dedication and limitation of use with the Florida Department of Environmental Protection for Sprouse Horizon Sports Park. That's the end of the consent agenda.
Thank you. Councilwoman Reed.
Thank you, Mary Bradbury. Regarding the consent agenda, I would like to make a motion to pass, approve, or adopt whichever action is appropriate, items C1 through C6, inclusive with item C1 being first reading prior to public hearing. The next public hearing will be held in council chambers on Tuesday, July 21st, 2026 at 6 p.m.
Second the motion.
Motion has been made and second. Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions on these consent agenda items? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
And we do not have any regular agenda items, which is section 5. So at this time, we are going to turn it over to council and staff for any fun updates. We're going to skip council altogether and start over here with Nick.
Well,
Got to talk about this
stuff. Absolutely. We hope that you like your pickled peppers. Those are made in collaboration between the teens that are attending summer camp at the Hub and the Patty Johnson farm. The peppers came from the farm, and the teens pickled the peppers. It's been a fun process, and it was really a cool initiative and collaboration. So enjoy. A couple of things that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. The Earth, Wind, and Laughter Comedy Hypnotist is going to be at the Performing Arts Center this Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. It is going to be hosted by Keep Pinellas Beautiful, and all proceeds support their environmental mission. Tickets are still available on their website. Leisure services facilities, like other city facilities, will be closed for the Independence Day holiday, July 3rd and 4th. And just coming off of that, the Patty Johnson Farm is going to be closed on July 6th for planned grounds maintenance.
Thank you. Our police and fire? Anything? No? Todd?
Nothing to do.
Nothing? Dan? Councilor Roosevelt, what you got for us tonight?
Well, I'd like to personally thank Olivia in Berlin for that jar from Patty Johnson Farms, established in 2022. Please pass along my appreciation. And it's nice seeing so many people in the audience. And, you know, for those of you that live in Pinellas Park, I wish you'd come every council meeting. You know, I know you're concerned about the birds in Fairlawn Park. I don't blame you. I've been there since 70. And, you know, I just hope everyone has a happy 4th of July and safe in their celebrations. And that's all I got.
Yeah, it's great seeing everybody here. I mean, you always hear me say that Pinellas Park has the best village there is. And we do. And, you know, when everybody comes out and voices their opinions and we listen. And that's what the village is about, you know, these meetings and supporting each other and doing what we got to do. So I don't know why the screen's making me dizzy up there, but woo, it was like zooming back and forth. But everybody have a great, safe 4th of July. And, you know, one of the things I can say is that our first responders, as you heard, things that happen in the county compared to our men and women standing behind you and our PD and our fire when things aren't right and where they're not supposed to be. You make a phone call and you get what it is. Our public works guy, our staff is the best staff, I swear, in Pinellas County. So, you know, that's something that when you come in here, you have more people listening. So thank you. Have a great holiday. Enjoy, everybody. Be safe.
Yes.
Remember, there's animals that don't like fireworks.
Are you guys good down there?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we have a workshop right after this, so you don't have to leave because we're going to have Forward Pinellas, which is a Pinellas County board that I sat on the board for a while. Then Patty, Ricky, who is not here this evening, is the current member of that board. So if you want to stick around and get an update on what's happening in Forward Pinellas, please do so. Everybody is talking about the holidays coming up, 4th of July. Please ask your neighbors, ask yourselves to remember the critters that are running around, big and small. The horses don't like the fireworks, do they, Patty? No, they don't. And we have a horse community here from 62nd Avenue all the way out to Almerton Road. We've got over 700 horses in our community. So when everybody's setting off their fireworks and sparklers and things of that nature, think about the big animals as well as the little ones too. So, but we do hope that everybody has a blessed couple of weeks until we see you again. The council meeting is adjourned.